Namaskar, Namaste, Namastaraya. Greetings, welcome to yoga. Let us all shine bright together. I'm Anand from Skanda Yoga Studio, here to disperse happiness and inner contentment. We're going to start off with some conscious breath work to get centered and balanced for the practice. We're going to do Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, but if you're in this chat, most likely you have done Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing many times before. So we're going to do level 3 of alternate nostril breathing, which is in combination of the latter breath, Viloma Pranayama. So what we'll do is we're going to take Vishnu Mudra, holding in the first 2 fingers of your right hand. In a moment, we're going to close off the right nostril. We'll exhale through the left, and then we're going to inhale the left, dividing the breath into thirds, 1/3 of the torso and pause, 2/3 and pause, the full rest of the way, and then full complete exhale down the right, and then we're going to divide the inhale up the right side, and then full complete down the left. Here we go. Close off right nostril. Exhale through the left first, releasing all air, and then latter breath up left side of the body. Inhale 1/3 and pause, closing off 2/3 and pause. Full rest of the way with complete exhale. Keeping thumb lightly pressing in on the nostril so it's not a full release. It's like you were playing a flute, keeping light pressure in to narrow the air passageway to bring more length to the breath, more focus for the mind. And then divide the inhale into thirds at the right side. Inhaling 1/3 and pause, 2/3 and pause. Rest the way with complete exhale down the left. Keep this going for the next minute. Inhaling up, dividing the inhale into thirds with full complete exhales. Latter breath going in sync with the in-breath with full complete out-breaths. Brings balance to the energy body, balance to the hemispheres of the brain, preparing mind and body for the practice. We bring more length to the inhale, more focus, using a technique to lengthen in-breath. It brings more alertness, more awareness to the mind, activating the sympathetic nervous system. Exhale, release the hand. Take a full deep breath in. Hold the breath in for a count of 20, chin to the chest, Jalandhara, lifting shoulders towards the ears. Skanda Yoga. We follow the modern rendition of the Maya calendar known as the dream spell. Today on the dream spell calendar, we have the energy of the white overtone mirror. The overtone tone is for our physical actions, where we're commanding and empowering to seek inner radiance, to keep our inner body bright and full, while clearing the mirror of the mind with a conscious breath, with yoga asana, so that we can reflect the highest good that dwells within. When the mind is clear, the only energy you should be extending out is that of acceptance, approval, and love. Let's unite our hearts and invoke blessings. We'll chant Om 3 times and the Purna mantra 1 time to reaffirm our fullness and completeness in this moment. Take a full deep breath in. Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Presence of the one divine spirit that dwells within, we bow. Rise. come to standing. The front of the mat. Today we have joining us Kurt Trammell at Bunai Yogi, Luis Alejandro at Luis in Motion, and Darren Weissman at Dr. Dribble. And so in front of the heart, gentlemen. Take a moment, reconnect to your breath, to the inner space. Draw into the center, engage your inner thighs, squeezing your adductors in. Draw your belly in, engaging Uddiyana. Scoop tailbone, hold Mula Bandha. Shoulders up and back, slide jawbone back. Activate your Jai breath. Breathe from the back of the throat with more focus. Deep breath in. Exhale, root down through the legs. Inhale, stretch up, celebrating the freedom and power of the afternoon. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lengthen and curl, reaching through crown of the head. Exhale, step back into plank, hold plank. Spread fingers wide. Index finger leads the way, or you can work alternate hand positions, ridge hop, or fists if needed. Lean forward, tips the toes, belly up and in, round your lower back, squeeze rib cage in. Putting more weight into the index knuckles in super slow motion, curling the upper back and lower down through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, rise up for a high Bhujangasana. Lengthen shoulders up towards the ears, curling back at the peak, lightly pulling hands back towards the hips, extending energy forward through the heart. And then lower down, push back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. First dog, with the white overtone mirror, stretch it out, bend one knee at a time. Lengthen through calf muscles, deepening the victorious breath. Full inhale, full exhale, equal duration, while consciously lengthening the space between the breaths. Thoughts rise and fall with the in-breath and out, but in between is a moment of silence, of repose, and reflection. Take right leg up to the ceiling, bend the knee and twist, stretch out side body. Put more weight to your left hand or elevate left wrist and ridge top or fingertip so the upper back stays level as you twist from the lower body. Switch legs. Elevate right wrist or put more weight to the right hand. Twisting from lower body. And then back to down dog, lean forward into plank. Push your head up, index knuckles down. Heart leads the way. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, rise up for a Bhujanga. Pausing at the peak, side body's long. Shoulders up and back at the peak, pulling hands back. Push down to the tops of the feet, pulling toes in towards the hips. Hands back towards the hips. And then lower down, push back. Right foot to the front of the mat. Adho Mukha Anjali. Take it into a deep lunge. Right foot up, back foot flat, left heel down and in. Take your hands off to the left in ridge top or fingertips. Anytime you elevate the wrists off the floor, you can lengthen your side bodies more, creating more space between the rib cage, more space between the vertebrae. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhale, arch, push your head up. Try and tilt the top of the pelvis down, arching more, building more strength in the back body. Exhale, round. Releasing the head and neck, gazing towards the navel, drawing belly up and in. Inhale, arch, top of the pelvis tilts down. Exhale, round. Belly up and in, and then step back, plank pose, take a Vinyasa, exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up for a high cobra, up dog. Exhale, flow back. Second side, left foot up, back foot flat. Take hands off to the right, elevate wrist and ridge top with fingertips. Arms and shoulders lifting, curl in the upper back, and then power up your back leg, pushing right thigh bone back, left knee bending deep. Leaning out to the side. Some more deep breaths. Inhale, arching more. Pushing head up, tilting top of the pelvis down. Activating back body. Exhale, round more. One more. Inhale, arching. Exhale, round, strengthening core. And step back, plank pose. Take a Vinyasa. Inhale. We receive the breath, inner body expands as outer body contracts. Exhale, inner body contracts as we extend air out, as outer body expands. Take a few deep breaths here. Full inhales, full exhales, at equal length. Take Inhale, pull hands towards the feet in towards the hands. It's more Shiva energy, drawing energy up and into the body. Exhale, push hands and feet apart. It's more Shakti, it's more feminine expansion. Bend knees, gaze up, step or jump from the mat. Inhale, lengthen, feet hip distance apart. Exhale, bow to the heart. Clasp hands behind the back, Karmasana, action pose. Squeeze arms in, upper back in. Take wrists overhead, keep thigh muscles lifting. Kneecaps lifting, widening hip bones apart as you take wrists overhead. And then work a twist, bend your right knee, rest your right shoulder on your right thigh, pull your left arm back, left shoulder back, gazing up and over left shoulder. Switch, bend left leg, pull right arm back, right shoulder back. And back to center, both hands to the hips, shoulder blades flat on the back. Inhale, rise up. Lift up out of the hips, open heart, open throat, head back. And release. Samasthiti. Turn back within. Connecting the breath to the source of spirit. Equalizing awareness and attention. Skanda technique. We utilize the breath and link in combination of actions in asana, of contraction and expansion with the breath, known as the Skanda, the pulsation of life force energy. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lengthen and curl. Exhale, step into plank, hold it, don't go anywhere. I want you to watch these guys Chaturanga. They don't just lower down, stay there, don't move, you're frozen. They don't just bend their arms and lower straight down. They don't lean forward and lower straight down. As they're leaning forward and lowering down, at the last moment, they push back through their feet, their hips lift, and then the tailbone dives under, and then they lift up for a high cobra or up dog. Go for it in slow motion. Exhale, Chaturanga. At the end of the descent, hips lift, sitting bones back and apart, and then the tailbone dives under. You lift and curl, exhale, flow back. So that allows you to use momentum when you're transitioning through the vinyasas. So if you're doing a lot of sun salutations or vinyasas through your practice, doing that technique will take a lot of the self-effort out of the front body, out of the strength, out of the front of the shoulders. And it takes it into the back body where we have more strength, the origin point of the rotator cuff. So it'll prevent shoulder injury, allow you to do more vinyasas with grace instead of self-effort. Bang the knees, step or jump, front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Squeeze the legs together, root down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, dive forward. Keep it going with your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step in a plank. Set yourself up. Again, lower down slowly at the end of the descent. Hips lift, and then tailbone scoops under, and use the momentum to lift up, and then flow back. Very nice. Take down dog into a twist. Right hand back for the outside of the left leg. Push from the top of the shoulder out through the hand as you duck the head and twist. And then switch arms, switch legs. Down dog. From down dog, take turbo dog. Bend the elbows towards the floor, letting your arms hover off the mat. Squeezing arms in, upper back in. Push your head up. And super slow motion, curl in the upper back and slide through. Take a vinyasa. Exhale, flow back. Right foot up between the hands, side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. Right foot up, then move your left back 2 inches. You can use a block if you need to, taking the hand to the outside of the foot. Very nice. Right thighs parallel with the floor, knees centered over the ankle. Excellent form, but we can always take it deeper with a refining technique. So here, let's activate our back leg more. So the tendency here is, even for advanced practitioners, is the back thigh wants to pop forward. And we want to bring more strength into the core of the body, to deepen twist and rotation. Bring the hand to the hip for a moment, and let's work on taking the thigh bone back into the hamstrings and engage the inner thigh. So here, lift the outside edge of your foot up, lift the pinky toe side of the foot up away from the mat, and push down to the inner edge of the foot so you feel your inner thigh engage. And then keeping the inner thigh engaged, use that to create more inner rotation in the thigh bone. Take your left thigh bone back, take your sitting bones back and apart. Now hold it there. Wrap your fingers over your hip bone so you can feel your lower abdominals, and draw your lower abdomen in so it pushes out into your fingers. Scoop your tailbone under. Hold that engagement in the core and the lower body, keeping your back leg super strong, and then take the outer edge of your foot back down to the floor and reach your left arm overhead. And feel how that keeps your left leg rooting back, your back leg strong, as you can create more expansion now from the upper body. Full extension, shooting prana out through your left fingers. And then release, step back, plank pose. Very nice. Big Vinyasa. Exhale, lower down, hips lift at the end of the descent, and then tailbone dives under, using momentum and grace to flow through. Second side, left foot over. Parsva Konasana. Back foot flat. Belly in, scoop tailbone and twist. And just feel how you naturally go into it, your natural pattern, the quality of the engagement of the back leg. And then let's refine it and enhance it. Take your right hand back to the hip. Lift the outer edge of your foot up away from the mat. Keep it lifting. Keep your pinky toe lifting up towards the ceiling. And then karate chop down with the inner edge of the foot so you feel the inner thigh engage. Now, hips back and apart. Sitting bones back and apart. Right thigh bone stays rooting back, pushing back. Keep it pushing back. Now draw your belly in. Scoop your tailbone. Keep your back leg super strong. Push down to the outer edge of your foot. Rooting down to your right pinky toe and reach your right arm overhead. Full stretch. Nice. That's a commanding action to bring more empowerment to the back leg. When we create more alignment in asana, we align with nature's blueprint. Step back, take a vinyasa. And then we align with the divine, we align with grace. But it starts with aligning the physical body. If your physical body's out of alignment, your natural energy flow gets out of alignment, you get depleted. You fall into your lower self, and you got to get back on your yoga mat to connect to your higher self, to realign yourself. Bend the knees, gaze up, step or jump. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Squat deep, Utkatasana. Fierce pose. Forearms back, shoulders back. Strengthen core, belly in. Squeeze rib cage in. Keep arms and shoulders pulling back. Go halfway forward. Ardha Utkatasana. Keep arms and shoulders lifting. Skanda yoga, we work feet hip distance apart so that we can work more inner rotation in your thigh bones. Exhale, forward fold, so the thigh bones align on your hamstrings. You don't feel stretch in your hamstrings here. You want to feel more strength and engagement. Lift your quads up. And notice how their hips aren't leaning back. The sitting bones aligned, boom, right with the back of the heel. Same thing with Darren over there. Completely aligned. Hips are centered over the feet, so the weight is balanced over the balls of the feet and the heels. From here, press up to a handstand, jump up, jump back, take a vinyasa, any road to travel. We all end up at the same place. Choose your own adventure. But be explorative, because adventurers are just out for fun. Explorers are out for self-knowledge. More jnana shakti that serves us on our path. Right foot up, Somachandra 4. Right foot to the front of the mat. Point foot out to the right, 45 degrees. Hand at the top of the thigh first. And then bend the knee deep. Sweep your right arm overhead, keeping arm bone parallel with the floor. Pinky finger hooking under so the top arm and shoulder stay outer rotating. Keep the right big toe pushing down. Left side lifting and inner rotating so the back heel can angle out to the left. Very nice. That back down dog. Turbo dog, bend elbows, fire it up, squeeze into the center, embrace the present moment. to refine form and embody spirit. Slide through, take a vinyasa. Second side, Somachandra, looks toward the moon. Left foot up. Keeping back leg straight and strong. Point foot out to the left. Create more opening for the hip. And then sweep left arm overhead. Big toe pushing down, back thigh lifting, back heel angling to the right. And then step back, down dog. Turbo dog, bend elbows. Squeeze into the center. Push head up, slide through, take a vinyasa. Exhale, flow back. Right leg loops behind you. Lean forward in a plank. Lower halfway down. Push back strong. Right foot up, Virabhadrasana. Have your back heel up, square off hips. Right foot can wiggle to your right. If you need more stability, take arms overhead. 5 deep breaths here. Inhale, power up back leg, lift your left thigh up, keep it lifting. Push from the top of the hip through the back heel as you bend your right knee deep, keep it leaning to the right. One more strong breath. Exhale, release the back plank pose, take a vinyasa. Left leg lifts, plank. Chaturanga, push back strong, step it up, Virabhadra, square it off, left foot can wiggle to the left if you need more stability. Belly in, scoop tailbone, take it overhead, inhale, power up back leg, pushing down to the ball of the right foot, right thigh lifts, and then push to the right heel as you bend left knee, keep it leaning out to the left. Inner thighs stay squeezing together. Let's do more strong, empowering breaths. Exhale, release, Vinyasa. Right leg lifts. Turbo dog, bend elbows, push your head up, index knuckles down, slide through, take a Vinyasa to up dog. Low back, step it up. Warrior one. Square it off, same thing, strengthen core, strengthen breath, take it overhead. Overtone tone. We're commanding and empowering in our actions to see inner radiance. Inhale, swell with light. Exhale, extend that light out through every cell of your being so that it's ubiquitous. One more strong breath. Shine it out. Exhale, release. Step back. Plank pose. Vinyasa. Left leg lifts. Turbo dog. Up, slide through, low back, step it up, Virabhadra. Core, take it overhead, pull arms and shoulders down the back, open hard, slide jaw going back, gazing up at the hands, let the exhale take you deeper. The inner body expands with the in-breath, energy's rising up, it's more Shiva energy. Exhales the descent, the Shakti, which takes you further. One more strong breath. Exhale, release, Vinyasa. Break out your towels. Tie back your hair. You can get a sip, but don't drink too much water because you'll vomit later on. Drinking too much water stimulates the apana, the descending energy. Throughout the practice, we want to transfer or convert descending energy into ascending energy. One more. Right foot to the front of the mat. Warrior one pose. Belly in, scoop tailbone, take it overhead. Take a few strong breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist, hook elbow across, hands in prayer. Push down 2 hands and an open heart. You can reach for the floor or pass the wrist and find. Doesn't matter how far you take the outer body. Stay present to the inner body, the alignment with mind, breath, and spirit. Nice. With each exhale, keep and twist, taking your head back, curling top shoulder back. The outer body is the Maya, that which we measure with the mind, we compare, we compete with others. Inhale and one, step back, take a vinyasa. The inner body is the lila, the divine play, the sport of God. The yoga asana, we want to create pratyahara, we turn our senses within and we're staying present to the inner body, to the divine play. Otherwise, if you stay focused on the outer body, you get caught up in the Maya, you try and perfect your form, and then you start judging yourself, and then you get into negative self-approval, like I suck, I can't do this perfectly, I'm no good. Left foot up, warrior one pose. Take it overhead. Yoga asana gets us out of the thoughting, the endless thinking, the monkey mind, where we can connect to the awareness of the witness, the pure, supreme consciousness. Deep breath in, exhale, twist, hook elbow across, hands in prayer first, push down through your hands, open heart, and then you can separate to the floor or wrap and bind. Stay with the breath. Inhale, deeply expanding rib cage, exhale, deep and twist, curling shoulder back. Inhale and one, step back, take a vinyasa. That's why it's important to practice Skanda yoga in Miami, because Miami is the city of Miami, the city of the illusion, where the glitter gets confused with gold. The only thing that matters is your own inner world, your own experience. Value vinyasa, keeping your right foot off the floor. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Exhale across to your left elbow. Take it back 5 more times for the overtone tone. To the right arm, exhale across to the left. Strengthen exhale. Strengthening core, creating a movement meditation with the breath. There's the 6th one total from the twist. Ekapada Kundalini 1. Hook your elbow across, lean forward. Doing a push-up or lift both feet up, hold it, 5 breaths, and then optional going for the switch, bending top knee, bring it over bottom leg, Kundalini 2, and then float back. This timing team, second side, keep it going, left knee to the left arm, exhale to the right. We link the actions with the breath, creates the movement meditation, linking action and perception in the here and the now. On your last one, take it into Kundalini 1 from the twist. Hold it 5 breaths, flexing feet. Optional switch. Float back. Right foot to the front of the mat and pause. Both hands to the top of the thigh. To the breath. The source of spirit. Down into the heart. Draw energy up the legs. Squeeze in. Clasp hands behind the back. Lift shoulders up. Slide jawbone back, squeeze arms in, upper back in, peel the heart open. Overtone tone on the Dream Spell calendar. It's guided by the power of the World Bridger, the essence of death. Back foot flat, take it overhead, humble warrior pose. Out towards the center more so your shoulder doesn't hit your knee. Overhead. Humble warrior. We all become more humble when we surrender thought. We surrender thoughts of the lower self that are self-deprecating, self-negating, or self-conceiting. So we don't get arrogant or full of ourselves. Kundalini 2. Back heel up, right arm under. Slide it out to the side and take it up. Vinyasa represents the balance between self-effort and surrender. transition onto the chin if it's available. Skanda Asana. Just step back into Chaturanga. If you take it all the way up, big toes together, and then you can hump your feet, pumping in the upper back, taking chest down towards the floor. Second side. Left foot up and pause. Both hands to the top of the thigh. Om, Aim, Reem, Clean, Shandikaye, Namaha. Om and salutations to the goddess of creation, sustainment, transformation, the one who annihilates thought. Bowing to the heart. Power up the legs, draw in, clasp hands behind the back. Shoulders up, slide jawbone back, curling in the upper back. In this moment, you are united, you are free. Back foot flat, take it overhead. Surrender thought, connect to breath. We all become more humble, we can surrender our expectations, our desired outcomes, or our plans, because we aren't in control. This is God's story. Both hands down, Vinyasa 2. Back heel up, left foot slides out, take it up. Rolling left leg in, big toe points down, roll your whole leg in like a rolling pin, lift your right heel up as high as you can, and then pivot onto the chin, taking both legs up if it's available. Terrifying face pose, pumping in the upper back. Then get your right shoulder higher. Very nice. Bound side angle, right foot up. Baddha Parsva, Cone Asana. Right foot up, right arm under, left arm behind the back. Use a towel or a strap if you need it for the clasp. Stay with the breath, keep it full and deep. The breath is your teacher. If you can't breathe somewhere, that means you need to back off. The breath will let you know when it's ready to go further. Holding your clasp, you can shift to just fingers, bow to the heart, Baddha Trikonasana. Scoop tailbone with both legs straight. Use the clasp, just take left arm behind the back, right hand to the floor. Baddha Ekapada Uttana. Bend your forward leg, step your left foot up to the front of the mat, straighten both legs and twist. Bound single leg twist, rooting both thigh bones back. And then pick up the bound leg for Skanda Vinyasa, bird of paradise. Push down to the left foot, bring your right leg up. Hold it, keeping the leg tight to your torso. Bow to your heart, inner rotate your right leg to align thigh bone on your hamstring, and then extend the leg straight. Belly in, scoop tailbone, pushing from hips out through heels. And then slowly back down, Baddha Ardha Chandra. Take your time, bound half moon. Lean forward, keep your right leg bent. Lean forward, flex your left foot, engaging pinky toe. As soon as it lifts, lifting pinky toe to the ceiling. If you lose the clasp, just take right hand to the floor, left hand behind the back. When the left leg's parallel, right leg all the way straight. And then both hands down, standing split. Urdhva Prasarita, Ekapada. Left hip high. Squeeze leg into the center to lift it higher. And set hands, you can kick up towards a handstand or forearm stand, or kick back into plank pose. Take a vinyasa. Second side, left foot up, down side angle, going for the clasp. shift the fingertips, bow to the heart, Baddha Trikonasana. Slow the breath down, breathing through the nose, using the back of the throat. It's the conscious breath, which makes the asana practice a movement meditation, so that we can reflect the highest good that dwells within. Then forward leg, step it up. Baddha Ekpada Uttana, bouncing the leg. Intense stretch. Pick it up, Sparga Dvija. Take your time, stay with the breath, find your drishti, your gazing point. When you have balance, bow to the heart, in or rotate top of the leg, extend the leg straight, and then strengthen core, belly in, scoop tailbone, lifting back upright, sliding jawbone back, pushing from hips, out through heels. Back down, take your time. Baddha Ardha Chandrasana. Stay with the breath. Left leg stays slightly bent. Let your head get heavy. Lean forward. Flexing right toes back to the face. And then both hands down. Standing split. Prasarita. Ekapada. Madhamukha Vriksha, set of hands, handstand, or forearm stand, kick up, press up, hop up, or just step back. With the breath, release your head and neck, relax. That was better. One more, and then we rest to Tibasana. 2. From down dog, play leapfrog, jump both feet over the hands. You guys can do it. Jump. And then walk your hands back between the legs. That's Bujapita. Come up right now. Hold up the backs of the ankles. I'll bring you a strap if you need it. And then walk your arms between the legs. And then hook your shoulders behind your knee pits. Yeah. Yes, sir. When you have your strap, work on straightening the legs. Take a deep forward fold, taking your head back between the legs. If you have your clasp, you can walk around, taking 5 steps forward, 5 steps back. Both hands down, cross ankles in front of you for arm pressure pose, Puja Pidasana. Hands can be flat in bridge top or in fist position. Hold it here, 5 breaths, and then to Tibasana 1, both legs straight out to the side, firefly pose. Keeping inner thighs engaged, big toes squeezing in. From here you can transition into crow pose, handstand, vinyasa, Dupasana, falling on your butt, or just resting child's pose when you're ready, and say a prayer for your own survival. Witnessing the death of thought. Right now it's impossible to think, or you may be questioning, why did I sign up for this class? Yoga is experience. And the thought waves, the thought forms, the thought modifications are silence. Yogaha chitta vritti narodaha. Then the seer dwells within the splendor of their own existence. You can rest here, dwelling in your own divine splendor, or take it into puppy pose, Uttana Shisho Asana. Keeping your knees wide. Sliding forward onto the chin and the chest. You want to relax. You can slide forward as far as you need to so you can get on your chest without grinding your teeth. And release, push back, child's pose. Let's get real for a moment. You guys can stay resting in child's pose or come to sitting or whenever you're ready. So, guided by the power of death today on the Maya calendar. So, death is finality. It can be the end of something. It's the transformation of something into something new. In mythology, in Indian mythology, death is the character Yama, who carries our souls to the afterlife. So, death may be something, something negative to think about. It's really popular, like in the news now. Everybody's freaking out. But really, death is just the other side of life, and is what we're all preparing for. So we do yoga so that we have a positive death, a good death, so that we all go to the kingdom, to nirvana, to heaven, to God, to spirit, to Brahman, however you think of that. So it's something that we have to do as yogis, as practitioners, and as humans, because it's been shown in the book Vibrational Medicine by Dr. Richard Gerber. If you never take time to contemplate your existence and your relationship with God or the universe or spirit, then it throws your brow chakra and your crown chakra out of alignment, and then it's system breakdown. So this is something that we all have to do to have open and balanced chakras, and to just be positive throughout all of that we're experiencing right now, all the chaos in the world. So we're going to do a handstand meditation. This is a really powerful platform to meditate in. I personally, it took me a long time to be able to stay up in handstand. One of my teachers, John Friend, said that if you could hold handstand 1 minute, that was beginner level. If you could hold handstand for 3 minutes at a wall, that was intermediate level. If you could hold handstand for 5 minutes, that was advanced level. And if you could go above that, 7 to 8 minutes, that was really advanced. And that was flatlining, is how he experienced. After I saw him do a 7.5 or 8 minute handstand, he said, wow, that's just like flatlining, which means that was just like a death experience for him. It's impossible to think. You'll feel it if you give it your best, your all here. So I started to do handstand as a death meditation. I used to go into it and be like, this is it. This is the last handstand I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And if anybody's going to bring me down, it's Yama. The Lord of Death is going to have to bring me down. So that's the way you want to go into a handstand meditation. Because the first minute is the hardest. You're going to feel discomfort in your wrists. You're going to feel your ego kick in. You're like your lower self. And then you're like, there's no way I can do this. This is crazy. And if you just stick with it, if you stay with the breath and you make it a meditation, then you can stay up there for 3 minutes, for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, or even longer. So we're going to get set. You guys, Darren, you go to the bathroom door. Luis, you pivot to that wall. You curvy slide into the corner here. And we're going to do this with technique. So if you try and do a perfect handstand, you're going to get pumped out really fast. So you want to work back body strength and then front body strength. So back body strength is taking your hips to the wall first, your legs to the wall, your chin to your chest. And then front body strength is taking your head to the wall and your hips off the wall, curling for the front body. Can you demo real quick, Kurt, for us? So Kurt will demo. You can take hang loose Hawaii mudra. So this is the approximate distance, thumb from pinky finger. Darren's got really big basketball hands, so he knows he has to come in an inch closer. When you kick up, you can give yourself a test run. Go ahead and you can kick up to find your distancing, just make sure it feels good. So when you kick up, the first thing you're going to do is take your hips to the wall, chin to the chest, Jalandhara. So this takes your thigh bones into the hip sockets, arm bones into the shoulder sockets. You stay here for 10 breaths or 30 seconds, and then curl, head to the wall, hips away, and you hold that for 30 seconds. And then we're going to do 5 minutes like that without coming down. If you come down, it's okay. Just rest for 5 or 10 breaths and then go back up. So the idea here is to go for a flash pump so that you're super stupid and silly at the end of this, and you're filled with spirit, and you can't think, and you feel enlightened. All right, Kurt, sorry, you're ready? Come down and rest, man. I'll get the timer. We're all going up together as the Kula, the community of the heart. We're all in this together. Get set, find your distance. Five minutes of your best effort, going up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it up. Make it a meditation. First thing, relax, chin to your chest. Close your eyes. The more you can relax, the longer you can stay up. When it starts to get hard, that's when you want to turn up the volume of the breath, making it more intense, strengthening Ujjayi breath. That was 40 seconds. You can transition if you haven't already. You could bring your hands in a little bit. It looks like your shoulder, your wrist a little bit. No, in towards the wall. There you go. And you can go wide. One. Stay with the breath. Story time. Once upon a time, to be clear, hold on. This is not a true story. All myths are conscious lies that are designed to be told to reveal universal truths. So with that in mind, once upon a time, Yama, the Lord of Death, came down to earth and told a little birdie that he was going to bring a virus with him that was going to kill 100,000 people. The virus came around. Yama got his souls. But the little birdie saw 1,000,000 souls leave the earth and go to heaven. And so the little birdie's like, Yama, what's up? You said you were only coming for 100,000 souls, yet you took 1,000,000. And he said, yeah, that was my intention. I only brought a virus that would take 100,000, but the other 900,000 died from fear. Fear depletes your inner body. It takes your inner light from you. It takes grace from you. Skanda's veil from you. An animal only gets attacked when it has the energy of fear. Then it lets another animal know that it is vulnerable. The same thing goes for us. If we're filled with fear, with negativity, then we're letting the virus know that we are vulnerable. Two minutes, 45 seconds. You're good, man. 3 minutes. Good job. You're intermediate today.
I'll take it.
Took me 3 years to get to 3 minutes. Took me another 3 years to get to 7 minutes. And it wasn't by training. I went to Landmark Forum for 3 days, and all I did was sit down and clear my mind. Do a bunch of the science of ontology, the science of relating to your thought process, the yoga of thinking, and then after that at 7 in the morning, without much of a warm-up, I did a 7-minute handstand. It wasn't about preparing more or training more, it was about clearing my mind more and making it a meditation. 350. Four minutes, one more. Take it back up, last minute. with it. 4:15. .30, last 30 seconds, hold on. Fight for it. Fight for the keys to the kingdom. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 1 minute rest. Boom. Witness the absence of thoughts. Presence of spirit. Om. Aim. Reem. Kleem. Chandikaye. Namaha. Start to get set for forearm stand. You can use a block if you need to. We'll just do 2 minutes in forearm stand. With or without the wall. Get set. Forearms down, shoulders lengthened towards the ears. Side body's long, and then curl knee upper back. Heart opens up, connecting the back body, and then lift your knees up. Walk your feet in. Hop, press, kick, float up. 2 minutes, your best effort. Story time, round 2. Once upon a time, Yama, the Lord of Death, was summoned by Jalandhara. So Jalandhara in yoga asana practice or meditation practice means throat lock. In mythology, Jalandhara was a powerful being, Shiva's clone, that was born from his throat chakra when he became angry with Indra, the king of the gods, because he beheaded a yogi who was meditating to gain cities, supernatural powers that could overthrow Indra. So Indra was always in his ego. He was always scared of what he was going to lose, of losing his power, his control, his kingdom. And he did. So Jalandhara was so powerful as Shiva and contained all of Shiva's anger. Indra was kicked out of the kingdom of heaven. All of the devas, all of the gods ran out of heaven. And Skanda was summoned as leader of the celestial divine army to battle Jalandhara and his army. But Jalandhara had summoned Yama, the Lord of Death, and Yama had never been defeated in battle. And he did not want to battle Skanda, the son of Shiva. So Yama's like, look, Skanda, I know you're Shiva's son and you're all powerful, but nobody's defeated me. I'm the Lord of Death, and I don't want to kill you, so why don't you just back off and go back home to the Himalayas? And Skanda's like, are you kidding? I like those odds. You've never been defeated? Bring it on. And he won. Skanda defeated Yama. It's the only time Yama had been defeated in battle, and thus all beings became immortal, which created a huge problem for the universe. All beings could now live forever. Thus, it was throwing things out of balance. So Shiva petitioned Skanda and said, look, I'm sorry, I know that you killed Yama, but just like the other demons that you've killed, you've got to bring them back to life. You have to transform them. You got to bring them back. And so they did. They brought Yama back because he had to fulfill his role, because death is the other half of life. We can't live forever. That was 2.5. Rest. You made up for your downtime. headstand. You can rest in headstand. Clasp hands on the head. If you're in this Zoom chat, you shouldn't need a wall. If you're skipping headstand because you want to stay off your head and neck, just throw your legs up against the wall, hips against into the corner for Viparita Karani. You can do that, Dr. Darren.
I'm gonna do that.
You can. Either way. Headstand or Viparita, take it up. 3 minutes. It'll go fast. I'll tell you another story. Hold it 1 minute, and then the 2 other minutes you can play around and do variations if you want to do eagle legs, lotus, half lotus, tree pose. Once upon a time, there was a bird sitting in a valley in the Himalayas singing a beautiful song. Garuda, the celestial eagle, the vehicle of Vishnu, the sustainer of the cosmos, was listening to this beautiful song by the bird. Fell into a meditation, into a trance state. He loved the song, he fell in love with this bird. And he just happened to look across the valley and he saw Yama, the Lord of Death, also listening to the same song. And Yama looked very unhappy, very discontent. And so he's like, man, Yama's going to go over there and kill that bird. That's not cool. This bird's singing this beautiful song, bringing peace to the valley, to the other animals. I'm going to swoop down and I'm going to rescue that bird before Yama snatches it up and kills it. So Garuda, the eagle, flies down, snatches up his little bird, flies off, a couple 100 miles off in one distance, drops the bird off in the tree, flies back home, goes back to his valley in the Himalayas, and Yama's still there chilling. But Yama's completely relaxed. And Yama's like kicked back, like his work's done for the day. And so Garuda goes up to Yama and he's like, hey man, what's up? I saw you checking out that bird. And that's about 2 minutes if you want to play around. And Yama's like, yeah, I saw this bird and its destiny was that it was supposed to die 200 miles away from here to get eaten by a serpent in this tree. But here it was singing this song, and then you came down and did my work for me and took the bird off 200 miles. So thank you. And Garuda was like, oh. And immediately he got like a flash of enlightenment that you can't mess with the karma of other beings because you don't know you don't have the full vision. You know, you only have 2 eyes. Varuna has 100. So how can we possibly see it all? Our vision is finite, whereas the vision of the divine or the supreme consciousness is infinite. So we can't see what the story is for an individual being. So we want to not get caught up or entangle our own karmic actions with those of others. And especially right now, we want to keep 6 feet. You know, we don't want to get too close to anybody. We don't want to touch other things that aren't ours. We want to keep our distance, maintain safety and security. And that's 3 minutes, rest down. Slide the mats back to where we had them. And when you're set, you can come laying flat on the belly for 1-arm auspicious pose. Right arm out to the right, palm face up, and then rock over onto the hip and the shoulder. Set the left foot behind you.
hips in. If you're going further, left ankle on top of your right knee, deepening twist from lower body. Switch sides, left arm out to the left. Shift hips in, right ankle on top if you're going further, deepening twist from the lower body. Back on the belly. Reach back for both feet, Asana, bow pose. Push down to the tops of the knees, scoop tailbone, kick back, arch up and lift. Take a few strong breaths, rocking on the belly with the breath, kicking back more on inhale. Exhale, rocking forward. Release, push back, child's pose. Pada Raja, Kapotasana, pigeon pose, straightening the quad. Left leg slides in and back. Walk your hands back, lift and curl, push down to your knees. Square it off, lift and curl. An open heart space. You can have one hand, hands on blocks if you need to. Right hand front and center, left hand back. Reach for the back foot. Take it into a quad stretch, mermaid, or full king pigeon. Just in case. Just in case. Keep your toes flexed. Pushing down to maintain stability. When you're ready, you can bow forward. Getting elbows up, squeezing shoulder blades on the back, or you can stack fists. Here, let's take it a little deeper. Lean to your right, rest your right hip down. Pull your foot up so the shin's close to parallel with the mat, and then take the foot with both hands and pull yourself across. Pull your head across, your chest across with your arm, your shoulder over. Get in as deep as you can until it's impossible to talk to yourself, and all you can do is pray for a release. Very deep, man. Put that foot behind your head. You get in there. Yep. From here, Parvrita, optional lotus arm. Slide your foot down towards your hip, so it's the leg's not parallel. On this one, slide the foot down a little bit. Now take your right hand out to the right. Take your left elbow down underneath your left shoulder towards the middle of the mat. That's it. And then reach your right arm behind the back and attempt to grab your heel. Switch our arms here. Right arm behind the back. If your heel's not available, then grab your big toe. But you want to be able to grab the heel, so when you pull up on the heel, you push your pinky toe down into the mat, and that helps to stabilize your knee so you don't torque your knee. I'm not touching him, don't worry. There you go. If you're in deep, you can flip your hand so your thumb's down, your pinky finger's up, so that you're in lotus arm, and then your chin pushes your wrist down flush to the floor. Your back hand pulls up on the foot so the hips get pulled down towards the floor. So I hope it gets over. Slowly release, escape, transition, however is most optimal. You can swing your back leg up. You can slot switch, jump switch, vinyasa switch. Doesn't matter, we all end up at the same place. Nobody's going to be on their deathbed being like, wait, I need to get in one more vinyasa. I need to get my leg over my head one last time or get in one last headstand. But you will say one more mantra, I guarantee it. Let me up wide. You will say that last prayer. Right leg in, slide it back, walk your hands back, lift and curl. Square it off. And then play your edge, quad stretch, mermaid, or full king pigeon pose. Right, take it forward. Putting elbows up or stacking fists. And lean to your left, rest your hip down. Pull the foot up so the shin's parallel with the mat. If you have tight hips, it's totally acceptable to do what Darren's doing. It's just eliminating the action of the back leg so the knees bent. You can give the arch of your foot a massage. You've got some fasciitis going on using your elbow. Pull yourself across, get in deep. Until it's impossible to think or talk to yourself. And you're fully present with the breath. We're on day 5 of the wave spell of the wizard. So we've got 2 weeks, 13 days of the wizard wave spell where we want to create enchantment through all of our actions, making all of our actions divine, pure, holy, sanctified. Take it into the twist. When we're enchanted, when we feel the presence of spirit, then we're in the timeless and eternal moment. We're Pardrita, Ekapada, Kapotasana prep with optional Bhujapadma, lotus arm. Left arm behind the back, cupping heel. If the heel's not available, grab big toe and then flip your right arm, taking elbow down. Hook chin over the outside of the wrist. Slowly sink into it. Holding up on the bottom back foot, or the forward foot. Bending, step back, go through. Ustra, camel pose. Kneeling. Knees hip distance apart, and then bow to the heart. Hips widen first, widen sitting bones back and apart. And then belly in, scoop tailbone. The shoulders up, curl, palms towards the heels. Fingers extending towards the toes. Inhale up, Supta Vira. Rest back. Spread your calf muscles with your thumbs, resting back evenly. On the forearms, or tops of the shoulders. You can use props if you need them. We won't be here that long. Relax your mind. Keep your toes active, pressing down into the mat. Inner edge of heels, squeezing into outer edge of the hips. Rest here. If you're going further, take hands overhead for Kapotasana, full pigeon pose. Hands overhead and then lift hips up. Sliding onto the top of the head. You can keep sliding the head in, grabbing outer edges of the mat, attempting to straighten the arms all the way. Doing some mini pigeon push-ups. If it's available, grab your feet. Resting the head down between the feet. And then slowly back up, all fours position for wizard pose. Hands underneath the shoulders. Knees 2 inches behind the hips. Take your right arm up, deep breath in. And exhale, twist, right shoulder straight down. Pause, connect to the breath. Full inhale, full exhale. And then slide the left knee up across your right ankle on top. So the knees are offset. Left knee is higher than the right. Left hand can be overhead on the floor for support. So Darren's got it. Or you can reach all the way behind the back and grab the top of the thigh. Like Luis did, it hurt. And then pull against the top of the thigh. If you're in deep, you can clasp between the legs. If you have the clasp, work on pulling the hands apart. Curl the top shoulder down on exhale. Inhale. Inner body expands. You can untwist slightly. Exhale, deepen the twist. See if this hand can grab your top foot. There we go. Inhale, slowly untwist. Stretch back. Child's pose. Turning within, taking inventory. Second side, back to all fours. Left arm up. Exhale, twist. Right knee slides up. Knee up as high as you can, eliminating daylight. Knee up as high as you can into the armpit, and then left ankle on top. Left arm overhead on the floor, or reach between the legs and go for the clasp. Breaths. And inhale slowly and twist. Bala, child's pose. Take a vinyasa, mandatory. Upavishta Cone Asana, seated wide angle. Come to sitting. Taking both legs wide. You can use your mat to pad your legs. Their sitting bones. Hamstrings, showing the quads in. Hamstrings out. Forward, building more strength as you go deeper, pulling toes back, Pushing thigh bones down, maintaining the arch and extension of the spine as long as possible. If you need more tilt in the pelvis, you can elevate your hips like Darren did using a yoga wedge, or roll the edge of your mat up, or use a blanket. Keeping your left leg engaged, left thigh pushing down. Start to bow or twist over right leg, reaching for the foot with right hand, or take right forearm down, twist, left arm overhead. If you're in deep, the elbow can push down into the mat. The hand pushes up into the head pushes up into the top arm. Deepen the rotation, curling top shoulder back more. Inhale up and switch. Up, go a little wider, a little deeper, fold forward one more time. And slowly back up. You guys can stay right there. At least just pivot forward. Bend your knees up for Dvibhuta. Flip your hands palms face out. Wrist to the outside of the rib cage. And then hooking elbows in. You can separate knees. One elbow in, other elbow in. Slowly squeeze in. Go slow. Releasing tension on the out breath. Take your hands behind you, arching up. Head back, unhinged jaw, stretch out front of the neck. Yoga Danda prep. Right ankle on top of the left thigh. Right arm up, arching, lengthening, twist. You can hold on to the foot, pulling your chest across, or hook your elbow across, shoulder across, use your towel. If you're sweaty, so you can create more traction. Darren, you want a towel?
Yes.
I got you.
I got one.
Okay. We're going to do this twice. Inhale and twist, switch. Take your time. Left ankle on top. Arch, lengthen. Maintain arch in the lower back, take it across. You want to keep your lower vertebrae moving up and in. And then push off the foot, deepening rotation. This takes tension out of outer hip rotators, the lower back muscles. Inhale and twist, switch again. Right ankle on top. Lengthen, take it across. If you're in deep, you can in or rotate the arm, wrap it around. You can clasp underneath the right shin, go forward. For Baddha Yoga Danda, take the knee to the floor. If you're in deep, the right hand can reach down for the knee, and left hand can rest across your left leg. So you can play around there. If you want to come to standing or do an arm balance, you can get your freak on. Yeah. If you're in deep, if Yoga Danda is not available, you can work Maxi Kandagasana, you can work Dragonfly Pose. Do whatever's in your repertoire for the day. Side, last time. Yoga Dandasana, yogi staff pose. Left ankle on top. Arch and lengthen. And then take it across. Take your arm, wrap it around. You can slide it over the knee. You can wrap it bind. When you're ready, work an arm balance of your choice. Dragonfly pose. Or uneven dragonfly. And then take a vinyasa. Jump through east side stretch, Purvottanasana. With your hands behind you in fist position, ridge top position, or hands flat, fingers facing forward, curl shoulders onto the back, and then push down to the heels, and lift up. Push down to heels, feet point. Down, arms up, inhale overhead, exhale, fold forward. Paschimottanasana, west side stretch. Bend your elbows up first, engage back body, pull arms and shoulders down the back, and then sweep your heart forward. And grab the outer edge of the feet, please. You can bend your elbows up. There you go. And sweep your heart forward, curling shoulders down the back, and then you can release your head and neck. Keep your arms lifted, back body engaged. Ardha, left hand across, or flip your hand palm face up, right hand across to the outside of your left thigh. Reaching across for the outer edge of the foot, or hook elbow across, left arm overhead for outer edge of your right foot. Pulling back on both feet as both feet push forward, duck the head and twist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and twist, switch. Two, one, inhale, untwist, lengthen one more time, exhale, fold forward, take it deeper. You can hook a wrist over both feet or use your block, hooking your block over your feet and pull back on the block. 2 inches, 4 inches, 8, either way, build more strength to create the length. Balancing Shiva and Shakti with the intelligence of the spiritual warrior. Up, hands back behind you, arch up, unhinge jaw. Stretch out neck. Bend the knees, hold the backs of the knees, Nava. And you're in the finish line. Holding the knees, legs up. Lower back neutral, you can keep legs bent if you need to, or take hands to the floor. You can keep legs straight and lower back neutral without rounding. Heart lifting, and go for it. If your legs are straight, flex your feet, pull your toes back towards you so you can push out through the heels and transfer the engagement into the quads. Halfway down, Ardha Nava, point your feet, this one, squeeze into the midline, firing inner thighs and outer shin, squeezing in tight to the center. Back up, Purna Nava. Back up, flexing feet, pushing out through heels, keeping heart lifting. We're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your family, your loved ones, so you don't go crazy when you're stuck in the house halfway down. And you can be more patient and loving and kindness extended towards them. Back up, last one. 3, 2, 1, last one, back down. 1, rest. Boom, knees to the chest, rock around a little side to side, give yourself a big hug. And then feet on the floor underneath the knees, lift hips up, walk shoulder blades in. Clasp underneath and arch for Setu Bandha Shavasana. Big toes pushing down, heels pushing down and apart. Inner knees squeezing in towards each other. So the inner thighs stay engaged. And rest down. All the way up, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Let's do it with some technique. Suck your head. You can watch Darren if you need to deepen your back bend, if your back bend is stiff. You're gonna lift your hips first, chest up, top of the head, and then pause there. Lift your heels up, take your hands a little wider, and then slide your head towards your feet across your mat. So you try and straighten the arms and just slide your head a few inches towards your feet, take it back down onto the floor, slide your hands in an inch or two, slide your head back in towards your feet another inch or two, hands in a little bit, and then curl your chest forward in front of you, and then go all the way up. So the back bend's uniform between lower, middle, and upper. Looks deeper today, man. Nice. And then from here, you can keep your heels lifting. You can rebend your elbows out to the side, walk your feet in, so your chest moves in front of your arms. And then slowly lower your heels down as your tailbone scoops up. And then rest down. Enjoy the breath. Enjoy the opportunity to transform your energies today. To bring death to death. There is no fear. There is only unity. Back up. One more from the floor. Hips up, chest up. Take it all the way up. You can lift your heels. Crank out some push-ups. Magic number is 5. Or you can do alternate leg lifting. Shoulder stance, legs overhead. Hold hips, walk shoulder blades in, or you can do Viparita Karani, resting your hips on a block, having legs up. Asana, bow pose. Ear pressure pose, bend knees over ears, Karna Pitta. Slowly unroll, Matsyasana, fish pose, legs across the floor, arching. Taking head back. You can rest here, or hold it here. Or if you're going further, you can lift your legs up, arms up, at 40-degree angles for Uttanapata. Supta Padangusthasana, left leg down, right leg up. Clasp. Build strength. Kicking away, arching. Bring it closer to the chest. You can walk your hands up or hook the big toe, but don't let the leg bend. So keep it straight. You can lift up and kiss the knee. It's optional. And then take it out to the right. Left thigh pushing down, left hip rolling down. You can hold the outer edge of the leg. You can use a strap. You can place a block underneath the leg. Just watch your left leg turning out to the side. No, you're fine. Just keep that big toe active. Take it up and over into a twist. Switching hands. If you want to deepen the twist, you can bend the bottom leg and reach for the foot with the right hand. It's not necessary. Outer rotate top leg over the thigh and the hip away from you. Deepen rotation to create more length. The outer hip rotators. And back up. Switch legs. Right leg down, left leg up. Resist, build strength, arching, pushing shoulders down, lift your heart up, lifting spine into the front body, keep the legs straight and strong. Slowly bring it closer to the chest. Optional hooking big toe. Optional kissing the knee, building strength in your quads, strengthening your core, lifting up. And take it to the left. Keep your right toes extended straight up towards the ceiling, pushing out through the mound of the big toe. Pinky toe pulls back towards the face. Take it into the twist, take it up and over. Up, happy baby, reach up for the feet. Knees down, push right knee down, left knee down. Both knees down. Walk arms over the legs, feet to the head or behind the head if you're going further. For yoga nidra sana. Both knees across when you're ready. Twist to the left. Shavasana. Roll around, twist or stretch wherever you need to, and then extend long for a few minutes for final relaxation. Shava is death, Shiva is life. We go into a symbolic mini death to be transformed, to be reborn anew. Supporting the head on the arm bone. Resting there for a few breaths. Slowly twist up to a comfortable sitting meditation posture.
passed on. One universal prayer for happiness and freedom for all beings. Deep breath in. Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.
Namaste.
Wait a moment. I think we have a couple minutes for questioning.